What does the world's richest man want that money cannot buy? What keeps a man who owns rockets, electric cars, satellites, and social media platforms still searching? What is that one thing that even Elon Musk cannot seem to hold on to? The answer, my friends, is not a new invention. It is not a new company. It is not a new planet to colonize. The answer is love. And today, the internet is exploding. Fans are shocked. Rumors are flying. And once again, the world's most powerful man is at the center of a romance mystery that nobody can stop talking about. So buckle up. Because today, we are not just talking about Elon Musk and a mystery woman. Today, we are talking about something far bigger, far deeper, and far more universal. We are talking about relationships, what they mean, why they matter, why they are so difficult, and what we can all learn from the love life of the man who is literally trying to colonize Mars, but cannot seem to find peace on Earth. Let's start with what everybody is talking about. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and X, formerly known as Twitter, has once again found himself at the center of romance rumors. Photos have been circulating, social media is buzzing, fans are speculating, and everyone wants to know, who is this mystery woman? Now, this is not the first time Elon Musk's love life has made headlines. This man has had one of the most complicated, dramatic, and talked about romantic histories in modern celebrity culture. Let's quickly recap, because the timeline is genuinely remarkable. He was married to Justine Wilson, his college sweetheart. From 2000 to 2008, they had 6 children together, including tragically losing their first son, Nevada Alexander Musk, just 10 weeks after birth. Then he was in a relationship with actress Tallulah Riley, and get this, he married her twice. Yes, you heard that right. They got married, divorced, got married again, and divorced again. That is a level of commitment and complication that most people cannot even imagine. Then came his high-profile relationship with Canadian musician Grimes, real name Claire Boucher. Together, they have 3 children with names that only Elon Musk could come up with. XAE-A12, XA Dark Sidereal, and Techno Mechanicus. And somewhere in between, there were also reports about his connection with Siobhan Zilis, an executive at Neuralink, with whom he also shares children. And now, here we are again. New rumors, new mystery, new headlines. But here is the real question. The question that goes beyond gossip, beyond tabloids, beyond social media speculation. Why do we care so much? There is a reason why millions of people around the world stop everything they are doing when they hear that a famous person has a new partner. It is not just gossip. It is not just entertainment. It is because relationships are the most human thing that exists, whether you are a billionaire with a net worth of over $200 billion or a regular person sitting at home watching YouTube. You feel the same emotions when it comes to love. You feel hope that this could be the one. You feel fear that you might get hurt again. You feel excitement when something new begins. You feel pain when something beautiful ends. Elon Musk, despite all his genius, despite all his wealth, despite all his achievements, feels all of these things. And that is why we are fascinated. Because if the richest, most powerful, most intelligent man in the world is still trying to figure out love, then maybe it gives us permission to accept that relationships are hard, that love is complicated, that nobody, absolutely nobody, has it all figured out. Now let us move from the headlines to the heart of the matter. Let us talk about relationships, what they truly are, what makes them work, and what destroys them. We have all heard the saying, money cannot buy happiness. But here is what they do not tell you. Money can absolutely complicate love. When you are an ordinary person dating another ordinary person, you have a relatively level playing field. Yes, there are differences, different personalities, different backgrounds, different goals, but fundamentally you are equals. Now imagine being Elon Musk. Every person you meet knows who you are. Every person you date becomes instantly famous. Every relationship you have is watched, analyzed, and judged by millions of people. How do you trust someone truly loves you and not your wealth, your status, your power? How do you build genuine intimacy when your entire life is under a microscope? This is a challenge that most of us will never face, but it teaches us something important. Authenticity is the foundation of every real relationship. Whether you have $200 billion or $200, the most important question in any relationship is this person with me for who I am or for what I have? And that question applies to all of us, not just to billionaires. Are you in your relationship because you genuinely love and appreciate that person? Or are you there for comfort, security, or fear of being alone? Genuine love requires genuine presence. Real relationships require real people. One thing that is absolutely clear about Elon Musk is that he is extraordinarily ambitious. This is a man who works 80 to 100 hours a week. This is a man who has said publicly that he sleeps on factory floors when Tesla was in crisis. This is a man who is literally trying to make humanity a multiplanetary species. That level of ambition is inspiring. It is world-changing. It is historic, but it is also, let us be honest, incredibly difficult to live with. His first wife, Justine, wrote a remarkable essay about their marriage. She described feeling like she was in competition with his work. She said that he once told her during an argument, "I am the alpha in this relationship." Now, I am not here to judge Elon Musk as a person. He is complex, like all human beings are complex. But this story teaches us something universally important. A relationship cannot thrive when one person's dreams consistently overshadow the other person's existence. Partnership, true partnership, means that both people's dreams matter, both people's needs matter, both people's voices matter. The greatest relationships in history, the ones that truly last, are built on mutual respect, mutual support, and mutual sacrifice. You cannot build a rocket to Mars while neglecting the person standing right next to you on Earth. This is a lesson for all of us, not just for the ultra-ambitious. How many of us are so focused on our careers, our goals, our social media presence, our personal ambitions, that we forget to actually show up for the people we love? Being present is not a luxury in relationships, it is a requirement. Here is something fascinating about Elon Musk's love life. Much of it has played out completely in public. His relationship with Grimes was extensively documented on social media. Their breakups and reconciliations were announced on Twitter, a platform he now owns. And now, these new romance rumors are spreading across the same platforms, feeding the same machine. But here is a truth that relationship experts consistently emphasize. The healthiest relationships are protected from public consumption. When you constantly perform your relationship for an audience, when every date is posted on Instagram, when every argument is tweeted, when every reconciliation is announced for likes and comments, you are no longer nurturing a relationship. You are producing content, and there is a massive difference between the two. Real love is not a performance. Real love is built in quiet moments, in conversations at 2 a.m., in holding someone when they are falling apart, in choosing someone again and again, even when it is not exciting, even when it is not glamorous, even when nobody is watching. The mystery woman in Elon's life, whoever she is, probably understands this. The fact that she is a mystery suggests there is an attempt to keep something private, something sacred, something real, and that, regardless of who it is actually a good sign. One of the most important conversations we need to have about Elon Musk's romantic history and about relationships in general, is the idea of patterns. Psychologists tell us that we are creatures of pattern. We tend to repeat the same relationship dynamics again and again until we do the inner work to break those patterns. Elon Musk has had multiple relationships end in divorce or separation. And while it is easy to look at that from the outside and make judgments, the truth is, we all have patterns that we repeat. Maybe you always choose emotionally unavailable partners. Maybe you always run when things get serious. Maybe you always prioritize your partner so much that you lose yourself completely. Whatever your pattern is, awareness is the first step to change. The question for all of us, including Elon Musk, is not, why do my relationships keep failing? The question is, what am I bringing into my relationships that needs to change? Growth is possible. People do change. Patterns can be broken, but it requires honesty. It requires vulnerability. It requires the courage to look at yourself clearly, without excuses, without blame, without deflection. And that is perhaps the hardest thing any of us will ever do. Because it is much easier to point at the other person and say they were the problem than to sit with ourselves and say, maybe I have some work to do. There is one aspect of Elon Musk's personal life that deserves serious acknowledgement, and that is his role as a father. He reportedly has 12 children, with multiple partners in a non-traditional family structure that most of society has never seen before. And while the details of his parenting are private, the existence of all these children raises an important conversation about responsibility in relationships. When we make the choice to bring children into the world, we are making a commitment that goes far beyond romance. We are making a commitment to another human being who had absolutely no say in being born, no say in the family they were born into, and no ability to protect themselves. Children deserve stability. They deserve presence. They deserve to feel chosen and prioritized. And this is something that applies to all of us, not just to billionaires with complicated family structures. Whether you have children or not, Relationships always involve responsibility. Responsibility to be honest, responsibility to be kind, responsibility to handle endings with grace and compassion. How we treat people in relationships, especially when relationships end, says everything about who we truly are. Let us take a step back from Elon Musk for a moment and talk about you, because at the end of the day, this conversation is not really about a billionaire and a mystery woman. This conversation is about you and your relationships. Here is what real love, lasting, genuine, beautiful love actually looks like. Real love is consistent, not just exciting. The butterflies at the beginning are wonderful, but what sustains a relationship is not butterflies. It is commitment. It is showing up on a boring Tuesday. It is choosing your person when things are hard. It is being reliable. Real love is safe. In a healthy relationship, you feel safe to be exactly who you are. You do not have to perform. You don't have to pretend. You do not have to shrink yourself. You feel free to be messy, uncertain, vulnerable, and still feel loved. Real love communicates. The number one killer of relationships is not conflict. It is silence. Couples who communicate, who talk about their feelings, their needs, their fears, their dreams, build something unbreakable. Couples who shut down, who bottle things up, who avoid difficult conversations, slowly drift apart. Real love respects individuality. The best relationships are between two whole people, not two halves searching for completion. You should not need your partner to complete you. You should choose your partner because you are already complete, and their presence makes your life more beautiful. Real love grows. A relationship that never challenges you, never helps you grow, never calls you to be a better version of yourself is not love. It is comfort. And while comfort is nice, growth is what gives life meaning. So here we are, back where we started. Elon Musk, romance rumors, a mystery woman, fans stunned. But now, after everything we have talked about, I hope you see this story differently. This is not just celebrity gossip. This is a mirror. Every time we obsess over a famous person's love life, we are really asking questions about our own love life. We are really wondering, will I find real love? Why is love so complicated? Am I doing this right? Is there something wrong with me? Can I trust again after being hurt? And the answer to all of those questions is yes. Yes, you can find real love. Yes, it will be complicated because all meaningful things are complicated. Yes, there is a version of love out there that is right for you. No, there is nothing wrong with you. And yes, you can absolutely trust again. Elon Musk, for all his genius, for all his wealth, for all his power, is still figuring it out. And so are you. And so am I. And so is everyone. That is not weakness. That is humanity. The greatest thing about love is not that it is perfect. The greatest thing about love is that it keeps us reaching, it keeps us hopeful, it keeps us trying, and as long as we keep trying, as long as we keep choosing to open our hearts despite the risk, despite the fear, despite the possibility of pain, we are already doing something extraordinary. So the next time you see a headline about Elon Musk's mystery romance, smile. Not because it is entertainment, but because it is a reminder that love is the great equalizer, that beneath the rockets and the billions and the genius, there is a human heart, searching, hoping, trying, just like yours, just like mine. And that, my friends, is the most beautiful thing in the world. Thank you.